Wayland support is officially experimentally in the new version of Linux Mint. But how does it work? Today, we want to find out. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Thanks for checking out this video. So today we want to have a look at Wayland on a real hardware in Linux Mint in its current very highly experimental form. And we are going to see what it can do and what it cannot do. And it raises a few other questions. As we go into the video, we're going to look at a few different software applications that work well, some of them that work well but have a couple little odd anomalies, and some that, well, just flat out aren't working at all. In my previous video looking at some of the criticisms of Wayland and trying to push people into Wayland too fast, my biggest criticism is that a lot of the things that Linux has made a lot of really good growth in the last 5 to 10 years, allowing us to do a lot better video production, bringing up the quality of our videos, doing the full production scale inside of Linux itself, which used to be a whole lot harder. And with Wayland, a lot of those functionalities are breaking, and that's really my biggest concern. But it does raise questions. This is an experimental Wayland deployment. So stay tuned for a future video where I'm going to put on real hardware a Wayland-focused distribution to see if these problems are solved on that system. Overall, though, we're going to see that for the basic person who just wants to boot up a web browser, listen to some music, watch some videos, maybe do a few other simple tasks, Wayland, even on Linux Mint, is going to be good enough in many cases, except I did encounter more crashes than I would have liked, and it doesn't seem to recover from crashes as well. But it's when we got into the video production type of stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis is when things start to break down, and this is why I stay on X and probably will until these problems are deeply solved. But we are going to have a look at them. I'm going to put real hardware on more distributions, just on another system, just to have a look at it, see what these exact same software applications can do under those circumstances, and see, is this a serious limitation of Cinnamon itself, or with Wayland itself, that's going to be the differentiator. So without any further ado, let's jump on over to the real hardware running Linux Mint on Wayland and see what happens. So here we're on the Linux Mint login screen. Of course, this is running on real hardware. We are running the HDMI out through the capture card, so we're capturing this on real hardware. This is my Linux Mint 21.3 production laptop, and you can see that we are down here on Wayland Experimental. So usually when I just log in here, it will actually work, although the last couple times I've logged in, I've seen the whole system just come crashing down as soon as we log in. So let's see what we get today. All right, so far we are pretty good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make some adjustments to our displays just to keep things a little bit less cramped here. I want to go up to 1080p. And if I can, there we are. And we'll go ahead and keep. All right, that gives us a little, well, maybe. Okay, you can kind of see that says, you know, on X that would have actually expanded the desktop out a little bit better. But anyway, well, it's going to stay cramped, I guess, because this is indeed one of the limitations of using Wayland. Now, as we had mentioned before, if you're doing basic things on a computer, you're going to be just fine. So a person who's just pulling up a web browser or whatever else, they can get up here, they can browse the web, and you can watch videos, you can listen to music. The very basics of things generally are working for people. It's when you're starting to do things like video production, specifically relevant to me, things do get a little bit shady. Now, I did test a lot of different applications. I didn't test Kdenlive. Let's see what that does. That'll be fun. So one of the things that I had noted is a few applications have a little bit of weird behavior as far as the screen size. This looks like one of them. Pay attention to the screen cursor size there. Notice how it jumps in size. And this seems to happen not on every Qt application, but every application it does has been a Qt application. So something weird is going on, particularly in your Qt. So things are not scaling correctly. The other applications that I have encountered that on are KeyPass XC. So as you pull this one up, and you'll see that the cursor, first we do have the spinning wheel of doom there. I have no idea why we have that spinning wheel of doom for so long. But the cursor size almost, not quite doubles in size, but certainly quite a bit larger in size as we go on. The application does appear to work. We're not going to log in, obviously, for OPSEC reasons. Another application that I found that does the same thing is this converter application. So this guy here is just a simple converting tool. Again, it does the same thing. We have the spinning wheel of doom for a while, and the cursor just jumps up in scale size pretty big. Now, I thought this was just related to QT applications in general, so I tried out VLC, which is also a QT application, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong about that, but you'll see that that one seems to work just fine. I didn't actually try and play anything on VLC. Maybe we should have done that. I don't have any music over here. I don't think I do anyway. I did find most of the basic applications did seem to work. Hey, we have that. Let's play this. Can I pull this up with VLC? Yes, I can. Yeah, look at that. I have no idea if that's copyrighted or not, but I don't think it is. I think I pulled that off of the free YouTube studio. So VLC appears to work. That's not a big deal. So you'll see that some of your basic applications are working just fine. I did find a few little bugs here. One of these was just an oddity. So here in Firefox, the Alt key does not work to bring up the menu. I mean, that's just a weird, tiny thing. But if you're unaware, Firefox, you can hit the Alt key and it'll pull this menu down. And for whatever reason, that wasn't working. It's not that the Alt key doesn't work at all. Alt F4 closes the application. So clearly the Alt key is working. It's just not working on the individual application. I tried out GIMP. That works just fine as well. And so for the most part, things are working well. I didn't try Brave. LibreWolf has the same problem Firefox has. The Alt key does not work. Here's Brave. Doesn't appear to be the. You can see I don't use Brave much over here. I have no idea what buttons I just clicked. I just got to clear the config file for that one now. So let's get into where our problems lie. Well, the first one was I tried out Jitsi. Now, I tried out Jitsi, and as we did the Jitsi server, then what happened there is we were actually able to have a basic conversation with somebody on Jitsi, but we were not able to actually do any screen sharing. This gets down to the main problem that I had in that one video where I was talking a lot about the negatives of Wayland, is that it is completely lacking in anything that needs to interact with your video, particularly occasionally your audio. Now, Pipewire is seeking to hopefully fix that, but as of right now, it doesn't work. So I use Simple Screen Recorder a lot, and you'll see that that gives a warning. And indeed, if you try and run it, then it will not record the screen. You'll see it kind of, whoa, is it doing something? No, it just records a blank screen. So I tried that out, and then I tried OBS. And this is really where a lot of the problem came into effect. So pulling in OBS here, now you'll see I'm getting this. This is because it does keep crashing under Wayland. Not all the time, but more often than not. So there we are. OBS just crashed. And then once Wayland crashes here on Linux Mint, it never fully recovers. So we are left with this black screen with no icons perpetually. I don't know, maybe if we try and restart Cinnamon. There is a command to restart Cinnamon. I don't remember what it is. Maybe if we restart Cinnamon, it'll solve the problem. But usually the second time it'll actually run. So let's go ahead and do that. Notice we're not trying to run it in safe mode. I'm just trying to run it natively, see what we can do. And I did encounter one time, it looks like we might have that now, where it completely crashed the whole system. And I think we're to the point where we've crashed the whole system. Now, what I tried to do here to fix OBS is there is a command you can run to force OBS through the single instance to push it through Wayland instead. I've never been able to get that to work. We always get to the case here where it caused a kernel panic in the whole system. Whole system has crashed, come crashing down, and there's not much I can do from here. Oh, there we are. All right. Let's see if I can get logged back in here. Let's just go ahead and reboot. Let's do that. But you'll see that OBS is completely crashing the system. So this begs some questions for me that we're going to look at in a future video. I'm going to take a distribution that is Wayland only by default, like Fedora. I'm going to install this on native hardware. And then once I go ahead and do that I'm going to test out all of these same applications. I'll install all the same applications. A simple screen recorder obviously will not work. We're not going to do anything with that. But what we're going to do next is, we're going to go back to X just to verify OBS should hopefully still work over there. Hopefully I didn't completely kill OBS, being as that this is my backup streaming computer. But there you have it. Let's pull up the displays. We'll kind of start with what we did before. We'll run this one up. And it's defaulting to 720p because that seems to be what the capture card likes to default things to. So you'll see that it actually does scale correctly over here. And let's pull up OBS here. And this should work. We're going to go ahead and run it normally. And hopefully OBS works now. There you go. So OBS is now working. Obviously, I don't have all my sources or anything plugged into here. But you'll see that OBS is actually working over here. And that's excellent. So X apparently is still the way to go on Linux Mint. So there we have it. I would say Wayland on Linux Mint, probably not ready for the mainstream user, but please keep testing it out. Please send those bug reports in just so that we can make it better as it is an option. I'm not a fan of forced Wayland, but I am certainly an option of developing Wayland and having other options. And for that, I would really like to see this get well, where we can just go with whatever our preference happens to be. But there was that. Let me know your thoughts about this. Let me know your experience using Wayland and the applications I was having a problem with on your distribution. Let me know which one I should put on real hardware. I'm going to lean towards probably Fedora, as I think it's had the longest Wayland support. So I'm going to lean towards that. And what I don't know yet is, should I do Silverblue or just raw Fedora? I don't know which one yet. I think I have Silverblue already downloaded. So that might make our determination for us. Who knows? But with that, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Hit that notification bell if you like receiving notifications when new videos come out. Hit the like button and leave us a comment down below, which will help move the channel along in the algorithm. With that, thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.